Namaste, Jai Bharat. What should be the attitude of an average Bharatiya should the Pakistan occupied Kashmir wants to merge with Bharat? The point is, there are a lot of talks to this direction that the Pakistan occupied Kashmir wishes to merge with their other Kashmiri counterpart and become one with Bharat. Apparently, it's a very noble idea, necessary. This has to happen sometime, at least in future. Why should these people be divided and remain divided? But how should we, the citizens of Bharat, look at this kind of a merger if it ever happens? This is not just easy, it's a serious thing. Outrightly, I would like to suggest that if they do away with the madrasa education program in the Pakistan occupied Kashmir, then of course there is no harm for us to welcome them. But if they continue to have the madrasa education program, it should be difficult. I would say no. Let them remain independent, whatever they want, but not as a part of Bharat, because they are already indisciplined in that way, not abiding the laws, not following civil laws. They have been made to think that the only law for them is their laws of Islamic laws, of Sharia or whatever, which they teach in their madrasas. By those ustads of madrasa teach them how to live. They teach about a lot of things as realities to them, which has nothing to do with reality in real sense of the term. They teach a lot of realities, such realities to them, and these people have been groomed right from childhood. It's very difficult to decolonize their minds. It's very difficult to detoxify their minds, which already been polluted and destroyed to a great extent by the madrasa education system. You see, if you look at the phenomenal world around you, the radical Islam, the terrorists, not all of them are illiterate and uneducated. Quite a few of them, many of them are well educated to the extent of having a PhD even. And they are into this radical Islam. Why is that happening? It's just because their fundamentals, the foundations are laid by the madrasa stamped kind of programming education. See, once your mind is already programmed, right at a very tender age, right in the beginning, as these things are realities and with your life you have to do these things. No matter how further you make superstructures, this edifice which they put in the minds of people during this madrasa programming and madrasa brainwashing, I would say, then that becomes a substructure of this person. And whatever superstructure you make on top of it becomes meaningless and empty. So, no matter how highly educated this person is, no matter what kind of education this person obtains, and no matter what kind of interaction this person has with the other societies other than their own, it's not going to make any difference. They'll continue to act as the same way as they have been fundamentally programmed. So, since that being the case, I am very skeptical about the people of Pakistan occupied Kashmir just coming to Bharat as it is. The similar situation took place way back in 1971, as I understand. The Bangladesh became a separate country from the occupation of Pakistan, as the case is with the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. And then the Pakistanis used to have their own ways with the Bengalis, and that time those Bengalis were very proud of their language, and they had a language agitation going on, and eventually they have found liberation through quite a few sensible people there, the Bengalis in the real sense. They have demonstrated those days one thing: they're more of a Bengali than Muslims. That is one thing they have demonstrated. It's implied. No, I don't think anyone has very clearly spoke about it. But they're more Bengalis than Islam. So that way they succeeded. They made Bangladesh. But then also the Jamaat-e-Islami was there. Then also the Jamaat-e-Islami was supporting the Islamic cause. They think Pakistan, whatever Pakistan does is for Islamic cause. They were supporting it those days also. But nonetheless, the Bengali nationality won, they became a Bangladesh. Now, at those days in 71, there were suggestions from some area in Bharat that why can't we annex, if not the entire Bangladesh, a good majority of Hindu areas to Bharat. Then, of course, that time Prime Minister was listening, hearing it, and she has not made any decision those days. But then the advisors to her, those South Indians especially, the Vaishnavite South Indians, were telling, no ma'am, let's not have them. They are going to create problem to us because they are already patterned in one kind of orientation. It's difficult for us to correct them back to our kind of Sanskriti. So let's not take them in. Nonetheless, many people came in as refugees and they will still live here as refugees. Those who came in 1971, not really Hindus but Muslims also came. They continued to live here in those who came. So that time the advisors were there not to accept them as they are, and they can't be detoxified so easily. So until this detoxification program takes place, I am very skeptical about getting the Pakistan occupied Kashmir people with Bharat. It can create problems, or we can take, provided it's a risk. Nonetheless, it's a risk. Let's do away with all the madrasa education and we put our center schools there. Then, of course, after next generation we can hope for. This generation is not enough. Next generation we can hope for. So we meet again with some other thoughts. Till then, Namaste, Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.